Hello and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a B-movie review and I'll be having a look at the movie Infection Z. So Infection Z is actually a rename or a variant title of the movie Infected. It's obviously been sort of repackaged to sort of coincide with World War Z to kind of like sponge off the back of their marketing. I have to say the cover of this reminds me of the video game Shell Shock from the Xbox and PlayStation. The cover is a little bit misleading because it will kind of fool you into thinking this is kind of a zombie war film or a zombie kind of military film. It really isn't. It is a zombie film, but it's kind of the tried and tested formula of a group of people holed up in a kind of a cabin in the woods fighting kind of waves of zombies. So this film stars Michael Madsen and William Forsythe as a couple of friends who are kind of meeting up with a bunch of people for a kind of, I guess, an annual hunting trip or something along the lines of that. And they're these two sort of ex-grizzled military vets who kind of meet up every so often to shoot the shit and kind of just, you know, remember the good old days. And they've both brought their kind of children with them, who are both adults themselves, along with a few other people. We kind of find out that there's this sort of infection starting, and it's more along the lines of the Rage virus from the 28 Days Later series, rather than the kind of undead zombies, because they don't appear to be undead, just sort of infected people but with zombie-like sort of symptoms. And soon kind of we get a few zombie attacks, and of course the obligatory person who's kind of not feeling well and who's obviously going to turn into a zombie at any point. Then culminating in a siege on the cabin. So, what's this film like? Now, it's obviously a very, very low budget film, so like always, I have to kind of judge a film based on its merits of its budget. That said, it does really look like a low budget film. The zombies really are just kind of people with a bit of like bloody makeup on and stuff like that. Although there are some reasonable gore effects sort of spotted here and there. This one has got one interesting sort of unique feature in it, however. And the zombies themselves can actually almost revert back to a bit more of a sort of intelligent semblance at some point and kind of get their personality back. And now we're explained with this that if these sort of symptoms are treated, they can kind of get a semblance of their own personality back, although they'll still be sort of ultimately turning back into a zombie sort of at any point. And we see this a couple of times throughout the film. However, the film kind of disobeys its own rules, and we have people sort of going back to their own sort of personality or a degree of their own personality without seeming to treat the symptoms at all. So this happens a couple of times in the film. So it kind of disobeys its own rules that it's set out. So it's never really explored. And I felt like that was probably a little bit of a missed opportunity in this film. In regards to the acting, obviously the kind of two names you've got here, obviously Michael Madsen, who just appears like he'd rather be sort of sat in a bar somewhere and is blatantly on autopilot, not really caring. And you've also got William Forsythe, who seems to be massively chewing the scenery and probably looks like he's having a bit of fun with this film. The rest of the cast are pretty much all unknowns, but they do their sort of level best for this sort of style film. Really, I wouldn't say it's necessarily terrible acting. These are obviously actors who have less acting experience and kind of maybe will come across as a little bit cheesy. They do find an excuse to put in a few big boobed women in here for sort of no apparent reason to ability, rather than just have a couple of big boobed women in it. Not that I'm complaining about that, however. The story is nothing special. It's pretty much just your standard zombie flick. I always wonder why there's so many zombies in this sort of seemingly rural area when blatantly they'd be all in the city. And this seems to happen in quite a few sort of these zombie films where people are holed up in a farmhouse somewhere. Why is there loads of people out? Well, surely they'd be in the city. There you go. Anyway, nothing special, pretty forgettable. Not a terrible zombie film I've got. I have seen worse, but it's certainly probably a below average film for me. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.